All right, so I think I'm live, uh, but I'm waiting for you to all tell me in the chat. So this is a brand new setup. Let me know if you can hear me. Give me a thumbs up or tell me in the chat if you can hear me. Let me know if you can see me. Let me know how everything is looking and sounding. All right, over to the chat. We see Dr. Rob Allen. This may sound like a novice question. Can a 1,000 meg capable router handle the traffic of a max connection speed of 250 up and down with 170 users? Well, it's going to depend a lot on the router and what kind of services and things that you're running. So we'd have to know a little bit more. But as long as you're not, okay, so I see it's the USG Pro 4. So as long as you're not running IDS, IPS, you'll run at a gigabit, and 170 users should be no problem. But the minute you turn on IDS, IPS, you're going to limit yourself to 250 megabits of throughput completely. So, yeah, so I was going to completely rearrange the office, but I decided to move the desk forward. This way, give me some more room. You can see I've got my phone now mounted behind me. Got a cool little mask there. Got the sign. A little bit more room. It's been a long. I should have cleaned this thing like 2 years ago. But all right, back over to the comments. Yes, happy New Year, Brian. Gina, hello. Harrison says you're live but quiet. Dave Robertson, how's it sound? By the way, everybody thank Dave. Dave is the reason that I got to. Dave is the reason that I got to do that video so quick on the Grandstream switches. Mine should be here any day. All right, how's that for volume? Let me flip back over. So I did a poll out on my social media, and overwhelmingly Pop OS won. So this rig that I'm streaming from right now is actually running Pop OS, and we're gonna see how it handles itself for a while. So it's right now, we're taking advantage of the GPU for streaming, and I don't hear any fans kicking up or anything. So how's the sound now? I turned it up a little. I don't want to start clipping, so that's the one thing. Jeremy, glad you're here, Jeremy. Hey, Ryan. Yeah, if that phone rings, I do have to take it, but I can't tell you who's on the other side. Julio, Happy New Year. Yes, Happy New Year, Dave, Michael, Dr. Rob, Doug. Happy New Year, Doug. Happy New Year, Terry, Jeremy, Harrison, if I haven't said anything. All right, sound is better. Okay, loud and proud. Cool. So what am I doing tonight, right? So I've spent all day organizing, cleaning. It's been a goal of mine. What I need to do is I need to work with manufacturers and need to get them to actually come up with actual sustainable packaging. Happy New Year, Brian. Because if you saw the amount of cardboard that I'm going to be taking to recycling tomorrow, it's absolutely, it's crazy. It's crazy. It's so much cardboard I can't even lift it. Unfortunately, our Christmas tree we've had for about 7 years, it started acting up, and so it's sitting out at the curb for the trash men to take. But I took the box, so it was a 7-foot pre-lit Douglas fir, and I've now filled that box with cardboard that has to go to the recycling, and all the cardboard is broken down. And then I disposed of like 3 garbage bags worth of foam inserts and plastic bags and all kinds of stuff. It's crazy how much packaging is on this stuff. Hey, Alonzo, Happy New Year. And so I just think we can do a lot better. And the thing is, our property backs up to, several thousand acres of a state park, and I try to keep the critters out. Well, all that cardboard being here, and if anything comes in on the cardboard, boy, we'd be in trouble. But what else am I doing? So I picked up a bottle of JW Dant, bottled in bond, so it's 100 proof. And if you don't know what bottled in bond whiskey or bourbon is, it's basically, you have the Bottle and Bond Act to thank for the FDA. It was the precursor. But bottled in bond means that the whiskey has to come from a single source, has to go to a single warehouse, has to be aged for a minimum of 4 years in a government bonded warehouse, and it has to be 100 proof. So this JW Dant, I picked it up at Benny's yesterday, I think for about $18. And holy cow, for $18, this bottled and bonded, this actually gives, and I think this is I think the same manufacturer of this also manufactures Evan Williams bottled and bond, which is one of my go-tos. And this actually gives the Evan Williams bottled and bond a run for its money. It's fantastic. So it's actually January 2nd, or no, it is January 1st. Good catch, David Grishko. Good catch. Let me edit that. Good catch. So there's people are probably like, what is going on? So I fixed that. So now it says January 1st, 2023. I'm getting the cart in front of the horse. Good evening, Jason. Let's see. Jason said he tried to send me some Crown Royal. So the Crown Royal that I'm really interested in is they have a bourbon mash. Now, they can't call Crown Royal bourbon because bourbon can only be made in the United States of America. But they can go through the same process, right? So Crown Royal has apparently gone through the same process, and they have one called a bourbon mash. And so I'm going to try to get my hands on some of that. They may call it blender's mash too, but we'll figure it out. Joe Trelli in the house. He says, hey, man, Happy New Year. Tried to comment from my new channel, but you have 5-day sub-comment on only. I do. Only you have to have subscribed for at least 5 days. It helps keep the riffraff out. So Harrison says January 2nd for me. Joe, I love your new channel. By the way, if you are interested in Blue Iris, and Blue Iris is something that I've gone back and forth on whether I was going to do any content on it. I do use Blue Iris, but I use it for very specific niche use cases, right? So one of my use cases is a zoo. And it just so happens that the AI that is built into Blue Iris for some reason recognizes zoo animals, which worked out perfect for me. But then we are also going to pair it with Axis thermal cams, very expensive thermal cameras, about $7,500 a piece, between $7,500 and $8,000 a piece, to even more significantly lower our false positive rate. So when we were testing originally with the Axis thermal cameras with the AI to detect people versus animals, we had less than 0.5% false positives. There are raccoons. By the way, I am not a fan of raccoons. The trash pandas, I don't care for them. They ran us out of the chicken business here. But they can go bipedal like a bear. And Blue Iris will pick that up as a human being. And it's scary as hell looking at that on a thermal camera. It'd be even scarier to see a damn bear walking up bipedal. I've seen videos of it. It's horrifying. Ryan says, any fun plans for 2023? Well, we're going to do that. I got this little bad boy right here. So what this is that if you watch the live stream on Tony's channel a few weeks ago about tech gifts and stuff, this is the Ryobi 1 Plus power converter. And I picked up a couple of these 18-volt, 4-amp-hour high-performance batteries while they were on sale. They were I think I paid $99. But anyway, I've got some Wi-Fi stuff going on, Ryan, So I am going to use this to power access points and all kinds of stuff out in the field. So I'm going to do an initial test to see how long I can power an AP with this. You know, the messed up part about the entire process. Now I could probably rig something to come out of the USB ports, but so we are going to come out of this as DC, convert it to AC, go back to DC, right? So I'm losing a lot of stuff. Electricians hop in and save me here. I'm losing a lot of stuff doing all those conversions, but we'll still see how long this this 4 hour and you can see it's fully charged there. High performance battery will run an AP. It's going to be important for the testing. So, and as Joe says, and that's what I was trying to get to when I got myself distracted. So if you're looking for, so Joe Trelli is back, and many of you may have remembered him from Cajoling Tech. He wound down Cajoling Tech, and now he has a brand new channel called Learn Blue Iris. So go check it out. Joe, you used to be you know what, Tech for Fun, let me make you a moderator. All right, Joe, you're now a moderator. Please go ahead and add a link to Learn Blue Iris in the comments. So if you want to see what Joe's got going with Blue Iris, and he's going to really be able to do some awesome stuff because he's going to be dialed in. This is going to be his thing. So I will not be doing any Blue Iris videos. I will be referring everything to Joe. Joe did want to know which cameras we were using and stuff. So I don't know if he's going to get into that or not. I'm also using Blue Iris to capture license plates and send alerts based on license plates to security personnel. That is our other use case. So, Jason, Happy New Year. Jason says, oh, I can export some good footage out of my Blue Iris box of the bear we have that keeps opening my garbage can and making a mess on my driveway. Is his name Yogi? Does he have a little bear with him too? Terry says, by the way, Terry, I don't think you're riffraff. Terry says that wish they made one for Porter Cable. Yeah. Ryan, I am not putting $8,000 cameras to watch trash pandas at my house. I've got other plans for trash pandas at my house. No, those, yeah, Ryan, it's the Peoria Zoo is where those cameras are going. And I'll have to see if I can get a release to do an overview of that project. Maybe I'll see if I can bring Joe in on that project, get everybody to sign all the waivers and everything and NDAs and all that stuff, and actually have Joe do the video on that, like in tandem with me. I have to see how that works out. I typically keep a very clear, I typically don't try to mess around, too much there. But yeah, it is the local one. Good evening, CH. Everybody who's watching this, whether it's now, whether it's live, whether you're watching this recording later, go subscribe to Learn Blue Iris. He is going to have the best Blue Iris content around. You're welcome, Joe. Jason's Lab says, we actually think it's a girl bear. She is so smart, knows how to open the can and make that big, nice mess. Well, don't you have, so like when we go down to the Smoky Mountains, they have garbage cans where you have to put your finger through and push a button to be able to open the lid. Do you have bear-proof garbage cans? I got to imagine that would slow the trash collectors down, though, because they got to hit that button. Unless they come up with something that when it comes up to grab it, it pushes it. And I don't know. I'm not an engineer. I actually make things work. So, and I'm not the kind of guy that like has a disdain for engineers, but I'm saying they should come work on some of the stuff. Brian says, I'm super interested in honing my Blue Iris. Looking forward to Joe's content. And Joe, I have a ton of stuff just from my years of usage of Blue Iris. I got tons of ideas if you need them. So let me know. And it is. I've been watching a few videos. Some of them are recycled from Cajoling Tech. Some of them are new. But one of my most favorite videos that he has is the Zero Tier. If you're not using Zero Tier, you should definitely check it out. Ryan says, let us know when the project is done so I can go have a look. Well, that's the cool thing, Ryan. You're not going to be able to see the cameras. But the cameras will be able to see you. Terry says, I've got a crossbow that will prevent that. Jason says, no, these are home ones. There is a truck that comes by to grab them. If we do any alterations to it, they charge us the full amount to replace it. Well, tell them to get some bear-proof garbage cans, man. Come on. All right, so what else we got? So, you know, I'm a huge Ryobi fan. Huge. Let me show you something that hold on. By the way, I literally spent hours today cleaning my office, rearranging, all that stuff. But anyway, so Ryobi has a new line of tools that use a USB-C rechargeable battery. And the first one that I have is this sweet little tool. And you're like, well, what is it? Well, it is a cutter. So you can cut cardboard, tile, rubber, all kinds of stuff, right? So all of these boxes that don't fold or everything's really glued together, you got to be careful. I don't get my beard stuck in there. But zoom it right off with this thing. It's fantastic. And let's see here. Yeah, Joe, we should do a call maybe one night this week, me, you, and Tony. And I'll just do a brain dump for you on some of the stuff that I've come across in the field. You know, you need to talk to people about the difference between using the Blue Iris format and the BVR and the, MP4 and how many processors, how many cores you should have and how much memory you should have and what kind of storage you should have. We've learned a lot of lessons from Blue Iris because we've had some big systems that absolutely failed in the most spectacular ways that you can ever imagine. Let's see. Ryan says, ironically, the Blue Iris browser interface on mobile is 10 times better than the official app. The app is trash, to be honest. I do like the version 3 interface. JJ, hello. Which Ryobi should I post a video on? So I've dropped a couple videos. I got another one that I'm going to drop. But here's why I'm saying, like, I hope they keep expanding this line because now I'm invested in it for the business. And the next thing that I've got is I needed an electric screwdriver. And it just so happens that they now have this USB-C based screwdriver, right? So you can keep it like this, or this will flip out and it'll become flat. So this is going in my bag. And what's really nice is if I have this and a charged battery with me, I always have a charged cell phone, a charged laptop, and charged tools. So, and then the other thing that I got that I'm gonna test. So the funny thing is, I was waiting for my Duracell batteries to die in my doorbell so that I can put these USB-C rechargeable lithium-ion batteries in. But then these are USB-C, right? So now I just keep USB-C cords with me, and I'll never run out of power. I need to get a small solar setup. So I am going to be doing some solar setups, full UISP videos this year. And so we'll get to tinker with that. And also I had this Joe Trelli. I'm going to go ahead and power this thing on. But if you remember, this is the infamous Protectly box that I had painted, which kind of sparked my interest in TikTok because I posted it and the video got like 50,000 views overnight. But it's got the TIA 568B color scheme on it. But this is the one I ran over with my car. And you can see remarkably, it's not that messed up, but I haven't powered it on. I've always been afraid to power it on, but I think I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it this week. Do it to it. All right, back over to the comments. Let's see here. Joe says the recycled vids are over. Had a few in the hopper. Yep. Let's see. Joe says, choosing hardware is on my list. It is for sure something that would be helpful. Okay. JJ Mart says that Ryobi system is pretty top notch. Thanks for showing that stuff off, Willie. Yeah, I should do a full I'm going to be expanding my Ryobi collection. So I started buying the Ryobi tools before they had brushless tools. And I've got a drill that's about ready to give up the ghost, so I'm going to be replacing it. I need a cutoff tool, and I need to get like an organization system, and they make like a stack on like Milwaukee has. And maybe I should do a whole video on that, like walking into Home Depot, harassing my son that works there about what I should buy. He'll tell me he doesn't care. Joe says, not sure if you can screen share the screen, but this is a cool tool. This is a cool tool to spec out Blue Iris machines. So I don't have it set up yet. I literally, right before I decided to go live, like if there was a 15 minutes where I scheduled the stream, and then literally 5 minutes before that, I had just installed OBS. And so I didn't even have the stream key in or anything like that. Webcam wasn't working. The Rodecaster wasn't ready to go. Like it was like rushed up to push the start button. So, but feel free to post that link. What else do we have going this year? So this year, the network vendors are bringing it in 2023. And Grandstream has me excited. Ubiquiti has me excited. But Ingenious, TP-Link has me excited too because they're reworking their hardware. But their communication with me just like seemed to like just drop off the face of the earth. So I'm not sure what's going on with TP-Link. But Ingenious and I have rekindled our relationship. And I'm going to be doing a video. I've got this on the desk because I'm doing a video on it this week. But Ingenious isn't jacking around. I have this. This is the ECS 5512F. So it's a half wide switch. It's all SFP plus ports. It's layer 2 plus. And you've got a console port there. And it comes, of course, with the rack ears. But it also, like if you remember that Netgear M4300 switch that I absolutely love, this competes with that. And so I'm really excited about this. And they also sent, I'm going to have to, I think I only have one single mode fiber cable in my entire place, but they sent 2 of their SFPs with this. And these are single mode SFPs. They sent 2 of these, but I'm going to see if the MikroTik will work. I'm going to see if the MikroTik will work. And that's the one that I've got that's multi-gig. So we'll see what happens. So yeah, I'm super excited about this. I'm going to get done with this. And then I've got to get the software updated on the access points because I am pressuring them to send me one of their new gateways. Because their new gateway, you can now deploy like virtual offices using their gateway with their access points. So what do I mean by that, right? So you take one of their access points. I actually got one right there. Let me grab it. See, it's right here. Don't leave. So what you're going to be able to do is take one of their access points. And this is one of their Wi-Fi 6 APs. And you can power it with PoE, or if you're going to send it to somebody's home, you could send it with a 12 volt because probably who you're going to send this to is not going to have PoE. But what this can do is this can create a tunnel, and it doesn't matter if you're behind CGNAT, whether you're behind DoubleNAT or whatever, this will create a VPN back home, extend the LAN, or whatever network you want. The Wi-Fi for HQ comes through here. So it literally just extends the office automatically, and it uses their cloud service to do the bridging. And so I can't wait. I'm actually really excited about that. All right, over to the comments here. Dr. Rob says, love OBS, very powerful software. Yes. Yes, it is a very serious looking switch. Tom says, hey, I just installed 2 of those. Nice. Very nice. Yeah, make sure you hit that thumbs up on the stream. Jason says that Ingenious switches are not picky at all. Brian and I went over that lots in our web meeting. I'm not sure who Brian is. I don't think that I might deal with Brian over there, but Emerald is the person that I work with. John, what's up? Happy New Year. Yes. Let's see. JJ Mart says, what markers did you use to color the infamous possibly damaged? JJ Mart, you are a wordsmith, my friend. I used, so Elmer's glue, the glue company, they also make paint pens. And so I went to Walmart and I just bought orange, white, blue, and brown. So you can go to any Walmart or any place that sells paint pens. I just grabbed generic colors. So yeah, nothing special about this. Oh, wait a minute. Huh. JJ, Wordsmith, my friend, you're in luck. As I turn to the right, I happen to see them right here. And at one point I posted these color codes. Yeah, these are from Elmer's, but they're called painters, right? And so this one that's orange, it actually looks red, but when it's the cap looks red, but it's orange, right? You can see the band there. That the band is not the color, by the way. It's supposed to be the lid. So I still have these. So that's the orange. This is the blue. If you want these, I posted these codes somewhere. But yeah, I mean, they're just, I think I paid like $3-4 a piece for these. And I still have them. And they work great. I haven't painted any other ones yet. But I've got the paint pens right here. And then I have a bag of swag that reminds me of my friend Joe every day. It's always DNS. Got an extra one of those there. This bag of stuff that Joe sent me that I hang on to. Joe, I really do appreciate you more than you know, man. All right. I hope that answers your question, JJ. Yeah, Jason, the remote features it's a really great idea. Hey, Jordan. Dave Robertson said it would be cool if GrandStream would do something like that. It wouldn't surprise me if that's coming from GrandStream. It wouldn't surprise me. GrandStream has several new routers coming out. They're cranking out the firmware. It is the year of GrandStream, I think. So, we'll see. Jason, probably Emil, yeah. Question, which filtering do you prefer, Untangle versus DNS filter? So I prefer, at this point, to do DNS filtering. It is inexpensive enough to be able to do it. We can force all the traffic through there. However, if I have a Synology router, I'm going to use the Synology filtering because the Synology filtering is fantastic. Also, if you've been paying attention to any of the stuff that I've been posting, the GWN 7002, which is the new router that's already been approved by the FCC, I think, or at least it's had its FCC testing done, that is GrandStream's new router, is going to have content filtering. So we'll have to see how that works out. But from a policy view, home users or small businesses, I can get down with Synology. Larger businesses where you have to have certain types of compliance or certain types of assurances, DNSfilter.com is my go-to, and they're upping their game all the time. JJ says, some heroes do not wear capes, they wear Ubiquity hoodies. Thank you. I might go orange for PF Sense. Yes, if you do it, send me a picture. We will definitely, if all of you get creative and you decorate your firewalls, send pictures. And let's do this. Impromptu, I'll announce this on another live stream or maybe at a separate video. But you all are going to get the heads up right now. If you've got a firewall, decorate it, but make sure that you somewhere have you holding Willie Howe technology card or logo or whatever. Let's do a contest to see who has the most beautifully painted network gear. And I will ship you something, and I promise you will. Well, you might like it. I can't say 100% you're going to like it, but odds are you will like it. Let's do a contest. Let's start 2023 off right. Jason says, hopefully Grand streams the MAC address spoofing. Hopefully Grand streams the MAC address. Are you talking about addresses, the MAC address spoofing? And I'm going to have to replicate that too, Jason. Jason ran into a problem where he can't get a GrandStream router to replicate to spoof his MAC address. So I don't know what that's all about. But that's really, I mean, my desk has never been cleaner. My wife walked in earlier and she goes, "Oh my God, it hasn't been this clean since you first opened the office." And I was like, yeah, I know, it's kind of scary, but it gives me some room. The other thing that I'm going to do is right now I've got this little table. You can't see this. I'm pointing to it like you can, but I've got this little table over here. It's got the Rodecaster, my PC, Ethernet switch, and then I've got this rack. You can see this rack. And I actually need to get rid of this rack, and I need to get rid of the rack that I've got in my garage. And I am waiting for the Home Depot to get back into. They have a Huskies. They're 54 or 62 by 24 adjustable workbenches, and this is a 48 by 24 adjustable desk. I'm going to put it over here. It'll give me some more room to do some top-down stuff. I'm kind of excited about that. Tom, please ask your follow-up question. What do you mean wired bandwidth controls and for applications? Are you talking about speed control? And when you say applications, do you mean like websites? So, and the other thing is, if you're not in control of the machine, right, the stack from beginning to end, all the way through, people can, to a certain extent, get around your filtering, right? Even if you're doing, okay, the application control. Okay, I see what you're saying. Yeah, and I used to use that too. Here's the thing. Even if you redirect DNS to where you want it, if somebody does DNS over HTTPS, it's invalid, right? So, if you're Tom, what kind of traffic are you talking about? You're talking about like torrents. So, I had an issue with people torrenting. And so what I did, and it's a new policy for me going forward, is anytime I'm doing public Wi-Fi, the only 3 ports that are allowed out to the internet are 53, 80, and 443, right? So if you're going to torrent, you're going to have to do it over those those 3 ports. Don't allow any other outbound ports. So you want to slow down unwanted traffic of the internal viewing of CCTV. I do kind of agree with Jason there that the CCTV, so your cameras and your NVR should be on a different VLAN, and then you can control who has access to that NVR. That is how I would. That's how I would do that. So I would use static mappings or static IPs, and then I would write firewall rules that only allow those machines to access your NVR. That's how I would do it. And maybe I'm thinking about this too simplistically. You'll have to let me know, Tom. So what's everybody else doing? Did everybody have a good New Year? Like, what's everybody excited about? So they're watching too many at once. You could, with any firewall, you could set connections, like how many connections you could allow through there. You'd have to experiment with it. But what's everybody up to in the new year? What's everybody excited about as far as technology goes? Let me know over in the comments. Trying to get rid of Untangle. You're going to try to get rid of Untangle and use PepLink. So I've got some PepLink gear over here that a viewer sent me. I haven't had a chance to fire it up yet, but it depends. Like what are you using on Untangle? Like if you're using like the paid services, you're not going to be happy with a full open source stack, I don't think. And so there's Tom's comment right there. He says OpenSense stinks. So compared to Untangle, pfSense and OpenSense, they are not as flashy. They're not as updated, things like that. Alonzo is going to build a true NAS scale server. We'll bring it on. John says, I am having problems getting Ubiquiti equipment. After the pandemic, it is more difficult to count on the models. Does this happen? Yeah, there's equipment shortages everywhere. And it's not just Ubiquiti. It's with certain chipsets and stuff like that. And it happens to be, chipsets that those manufacturers use. Hey, TVJ in the house. So, yeah, John, it's not just you. It's everywhere. In fact, I had an affiliate link with Ubiquiti, and a few of us did, and they, because of supply issues, they actually went ahead and ended that program. Hopefully, it's going to come back this year. Alonzo's going to use an HP Z840 workstation with true NAS core. Those HP Z workstations are always they're just always beasts. They're always beasts. Every one that I've run across has a Xeon processor in it, like 16 gigs of RAM. Like I never see just like an i7. It's always a Xeon in those workstations. And then they have like Quadro video cards in them, right? Like what are these people doing? Maybe GIS. Tom says we are doing SD-WAN and trying to streamline. So PepLink or Mushroom Networks are going to be your best to go to for SD-WAN if you're using it in the way that I'm thinking about. Jason says OpenSense can be set up just like Untangle as a full featured UTM, plus it's faster and does more for free. Ish. TVJ says it took us 6 months to get TV cameras due to supply issues. So, I can't talk a lot about what's coming with NetTool at the moment. You can see all my beautiful NetTools up there. The one with the red lanyard is a special edition that only 2 of us have those. The green lanyard, that's your standard, and orange is the Pro. But that has been, the problem with them trying to get everything up and going for the next version is the supply chain. The chips are still an issue, and then you have big companies, right, who are buying them in mass no matter what, and so it causes issues for smaller manufacturers as well. Okay. All right. JJ says beefy systems due to retro gaming needs too, right? I'm going to install Steam on this. I'm going to download DODS, Day Defeat Source. That is my go-to. And if any of you are looking to play on Steam, you can add me as a friend. It's my name is Lloyd Clinton on there, LLOYD CLINTON. And DODS is that's my game. Day Defeat Source, Axis and Allies. That's and we can play. And you'll know that you found me because my avatar on Steam is the dude from The Big Lebowski. Brian says, my goal for 2023 is to finally be able to buy Ubiquiti G4 Doorbell Pro. I'm on the West Coast, and the UI Notify account on Twitter seems to restock at 4 a.m. my local time. So Ubiquiti restocks at about 6:05 Central Time. So good luck. All right. And Joe says, love the Bat Phone. I love the Bat Phone too, and it works. It's hooked into a Grandstream HT 801 ATA that is hooked to the phone system. Love it. All right, so I don't even know how long we've been streaming. 40 minutes. You've all hung in there. You've all been troopers. I know I missed the live stream yesterday, but I wanted to do a stream in my revamped office. I'm digging it. And a lot of good stuff coming in 2023. A lot of good stuff. We got a ton of projects in the pipe already. I'm hoping that the customers will let me film some of it. So we'll see what happens. But lots of good stuff coming with Grandstream. And there's Tom. Tom says, so I just ordered a new Grandstream Switch. We'll be here on Monday. Yeah. Jason says, I plan on doing a video meeting one day with Willie. Yes, you are. Jordan says, I want to get a CNC router mill lathe this year. That's fun. You know, I don't know if you all are like me. My wife kind of makes fun of me for this. But what I deal with during the week, during the day, with information security and running a department, and then, running, consulting business and da-da-da, we will go grocery shopping, and I will, and we typically shop at Kroger. And if there's nobody bagging groceries, I will step up and I will bag groceries. I will even bag the people's groceries in front of us, because it's a different skill set, right? It's not what my bread and butter is. And for me, it's like a game, right? So you see all the frozen stuff coming down the conveyor belt. I got to make sure I get cold with cold in the bag. Okay, meat can't touch vegetables. That can't happen, right? Canned goods, you got to double bag those. If I might get a part-time job bagging groceries. I don't know. But a CNC router mill lathe would be another fun thing that my wife is into all that, right? And she's got, she does so much stuff. It is so crafty and stuff like that. And, our uncles, they build this stuff, back here. I just haven't gotten into it, but I think that would be, turning my own baseball bat, I think would be a hoot. I think that would be fun. I think it would be relaxing. Unless my fingers got ripped off, then I'm in trouble all the way around. Jeremy says, I picked up an Amcrest camera at Micro Center yesterday for some upcoming videos. So I've got some Amcrest cameras around here. I've also got some Grandstream cameras around here. And I have some Reolink cameras. I'm actually giving my Reolink cameras away to a friend of mine who built a house for his daughter. And so he's going to let me film the install. So that'll be fun. Tom says, also just saved 15% on my car insurance. That's hilarious. You should see people's reactions. Like we go to sit down for a serious meeting or whatever. And they're like, so do you know X, Y, and Z? I'm like, I have no idea what I'm doing, but I did stay at a Holiday Inn Express last night. That always catches people off guard, and I love it. Except for like when you're at the hospital, like the first time I ever saw somebody do that outside of the commercial, my wife was laying on her back. Anesthesiologist is getting ready to stick a needle into her spine, for a spinal block. And she's like, you've done this a lot, right? And he's like, I've never done it before, but I did stay at a Holiday Inn Express. I about fell out of the chair. She was not amused. I was laughing so hard. Joe says, that's why you're a successful person. It doesn't matter the job, you give it your all. Yeah, but sometimes I like to do nothing, right? So sometimes I like to veg out and watch TV. We do that late at night. We don't do it usually while the kids are up. Maybe like a Sunday night. So as soon as I hop off of here, maybe we're going to watch Yellowstone. We just ended season 2, getting ready to start season 3 of Yellowstone. So I love spending time with my wife and kids when I'm not working. And whether that is outside and we're with the dogs, or whether we're playing Nintendo Switch or whatever, sometimes you just got to get away from this. Check out the touring cameras. So I haven't used Hike Vision or Dawa in a brand new installation. I think I'm at a point where I'm ready to pay a little bit more for cameras. But I'll tell you what, this was an impromptu, and y'all have been engaging for the last 45 minutes, 38 seconds. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to hop off here. And I want to thank you all for spending some time with me on January 1st, 2023, the first live stream of the year. Thank you. I hope you're all doing well. And we are definitely out of here. I'm going to finish this little sip of whiskey that I've got and go see what everybody's doing. So be awesome, be wild, and I'll catch you